condemn extremism and racism, including from the guy who spent the first half of his adult life as a practicing racist, dressing up in hideous racist costumes so many times he can't remember.
The Leader of the Opposition knows that to make an accusation directly at the character of a single person is not appropriate.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader opposite is showing us exactly what shameful, spineless leadership looks like. He shakes hands with white nationalists and then goes to actively court the support of those members and has the nerve.
Get it together, Greg! Any idea what you're doing?
Order. I'm going to ask the honourable member from Lethbridge if she has problems with the chair, that she should challenge the chair in a way. But as she knows...
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? Pretty wild week in the House of Commons, right? Poilievre gets booted, Thomas gets booted. There's some kind of cover-up Fergus is making on transcripts on what was said between he and Thomas. Trudeau and his misbehavior. Everybody has an opinion on this. Let's listen to some of the MPs and what they're saying about it. We're going to put some clips next to their opinions and see what you think if this footage goes hand in hand, if things are working the way they should. See who's being straight and who isn't. You can make up your own mind, but here's some footage from CPAC in the House of Commons. It's pretty wild. It was a crazy week, guys. Let's check it out. Before we jump into what other people were thinking, let's take a quick look at what happened again. We've got this kind of in fast forward. The clips are pretty quick. Let's take a look.
The chair is acting in a disgraceful manner.
I'm going to ask you, will you... Ms. Harder, I have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. Pursuant to authority granted to me by Standing Order 11, I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation by video conference for the remainder of this day's sitting.
Is a choice for him to implement extremist policies that have taken the lives of 2,500 British Columbians every single year. Since the NDP has asked him to reverse course on his and formerly their radical policy, 22 British Columbians have died of drug overdoses. But he continues to allow those drugs to kill the people in our hospitals and on our public transit. When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister?
No.
So Fergus freaks out, guys, like, no. And then he has this battle of wills with Poilievre, which he loses, I think. Poilievre gets the boot, but let's take a look at those clips, and then we're going to see what everybody's talking about, saying about this incident. Let's take a quick look at how it breaks down after this.
I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to withdraw that term, which is not considered parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I replace wacko with extremist. He is an
The Honourable Member to please... I'm going to ask the Leader of the Opposition once again to just withdraw that comment, please. And I'll invite the Honourable Member... I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
I'll replace it with radical justice policy.
I am not asking to replace. I'm asking the Honourable Member to just simply withdraw.
Mr. Speaker, I replace the word wacko with extremist.
I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition one last time to please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
I simply withdraw and replace with the aforementioned adjective.
Mr. Poilievre, I have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. Pursuant to the authority granted to me by Standing Order 11, I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation by video conference for the remainder of this day's sitting.
So let's get into the interviews. This is going to be a bit of a different look from most of the things I've tried. If you like this, leave a comment, like on the type of production that it is. We're trying to make it better, guys. I need feedback. If you like the way that this looks, let me know. If you don't, also let me know, but be kind. Anyways, let's get into what people are saying about that thing that we just watched. Poilievre versus Trudeau versus Fergus. Fergus has got himself in hot water, guys.
Canadians don't believe this Prime Minister, and since I've read the contracts, I don't either. The NDP Liberals are hiding the truth. If this Prime Minister has contractual job guarantees, he will have no problem proving me wrong.
That's right.
Will the Liberals release the contracts, yes or no?
Mr. Perkins, what happens today in question period?
Questions?
Yeah, what
No answers.
Should Mr. Fergus resign? And why?
He should have resigned after he lost the confidence vote of the two real opposition parties, the Bloc and the NDP, and us, where the NDP is in a coalition with the government. Several months ago, he lost the confidence of the opposition then. He certainly lost it yesterday.
Will you do something? Will you do something to try and make that happen? Oust him?
Well, I guess that'll be up to our House Leader as to what we do.
Who's going to work in the House today and just after saying the Speaker is biased?
Speaker should resign. He's a disgrace.
Will you move to make that happen?
Lobbying the minister's own department as checks were being cut from the lobbying firm to the minister. If that doesn't smell of self-dealing and corruption, I don't know what does. So again, how much did the minister pocket from this lobbying firm since he was appointed to cabinet?
Mr. Speaker, even for the Liberals, this is really something. It's a hat trick. 3 times, 3 different platform promises broken in one omnibus budget bill.
Good afternoon. I don't think I'm overstating it or being hyperbolic in saying that our democracy and our parliament is at a perilous moment. And as Greens, Mike Morris of Kitchener Centre and myself just want, and we've been pleading with friends on all sides of the House, to pull back from taking this degree of deep partisanship and really dangerous levels of escalation of partisanship on all sides, to pull back, to step up, and to do what Canadians expect of us, which is to be grown-ups, to respect our institutions, to protect our democracy.
Mr. Prime Minister, what do you think of the word wacko?
Mr. Speaker, the leader opposite is showing us exactly what shameful, spineless leadership looks like. He shakes hands with white nationalists and then goes to actively court the support of those members and has the nerve.
Get it together, Greg!
But this member has, I don't know if he's communicated with his honorable friend that just got up, but maybe he could answer for us specifically now. Which criminal matters will apply to the ripping up of Canada's fundamental rights and freedoms?
The Conservatives come in, this is new, this is dark, it's very somber. They come into our democratic institutions, they break all the rules, and when they are called on breaking all of the rules, they leave and say they've been gagged. Well, Mr. Poilievre had that in common with another person yesterday who walked out of a courtroom in New York saying he's being gagged. These are the tactics of this very dark, extreme right wing, things that have come to Canada, and it's very unfortunate.
Speaker, we will take no lessons from these conservatives, Mr. Speaker. Canadians have heard the leader of the opposition. We advocate for crypto to Canadians. When it comes to groceries, Canadians are saying thanks, but no thanks, leader of the opposition. We know what we're doing, Mr. Speaker, and yesterday was the first steps. We call on a big...
Definitely. I mean, what Canadians saw, it's basically the true face of Pierre Poilievre, you know. I mean, we see him, I've seen him for almost 10 years, but they saw someone who always wants to get close to the line, sometimes cross the line, and when he's reprimanded, that's his reaction. Canadians should be worried, you know, if he's willing to disregard the House of Commons, if he's willing to disregard the institution, If he's willing to disregard his colleagues in the House, what does it say about what he would do to this country? I think Canadians should look at that and, you know, reflect on that. Canadians will have a choice. Is that really the country they want to live in? Someone who pretends to disrespect the institution? Whether you like it or not, the Speaker is the authority in the House. You don't always like, perhaps, the way he calls it, but at the end of the day, he's been elected by all of us, and he deserves the respect of every member. That's the fundamental rules inside the House. You may not always agree, but you have to respect. And I think that is something that Canadians, if they look at that and reflect, say, how would he treat institutions?
Is there a specific, are you talking about what happened in the House yesterday? Oui, juste un moment, s'il vous plaît. Look, one of the things that I reflect on, and I think back to even the first campaign that I ran in 2015, is the importance of how we talk to one another.
Mr. Speaker, I can forgive the opposition leader for being a career politician who's been on the public dime for a couple of decades, but if he wants to represent the interests of the working class, he should talk to a person who has a real job.
Our position when it comes to arms export permits is well known, absolutely clear. Now, when it comes to what is happening in the Middle East, we've been clear. The violence must stop. We need a ceasefire now. Hostages must be released, and we need to make sure that humanitarian aid gets into Gaza. And at the end of the day, what we need is a two-state solution where the state of Israel can live side by side in peace and security with a Palestinian state. I've been in contact with my US, UK, and many Arab countries counterpart over the weekend, working hard on bringing back peace to the Middle East. Thank you.
This is also a decision that will be made by local authorities. As for the foreign affairs position, I've expressed my position.
So gang, what do we think? I have no idea now what is going on. My name's Aaron, this is Question Period Canada, and I am here to ask questions. I'm trying to learn myself and share that with you, what I'm learning. I don't have a side besides the people at the grocery store that have half-filled carts and are like leaving groceries behind on their order that they can't pay for. That's the people that I'm on the side of. All this other stuff, I'm just trying to show you what I'm seeing. It does not look good. It looks really bad for this liberal caucus, but they're not even liberals, I don't think, anymore. Something else is going on. Like, I never have voted conservative in my life. I probably am going to in the next election. Like, what are the options that we have as Canadians? I'll tell you what, come and watch and learn with my community. We're growing a channel here. We're learning and watching the Canadian federal politics together, having a great time as a group while we watch this painful process. Man, it's slow. We need an election. We need, I think, to get rid of Trudeau. We need to get rid of Jagmeet, this coalition. Some things, a lot of things need to change. Anyhow, we'll be keeping our eye on it. Hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Aaron, Question Period Canada. Come and join one of the live broadcasts of the Question Periods. It's a blast. I'm sure that you'll have a good time if you come and join us. Anyhow, we make lots of other videos too, so check something that's floating around. Like, subscribe, get notified. It's very important to get notified. Just saying this, anytime you're on the not liberal side on this platform, you've got to watch out. So you've got to make sure you're subscribing. Because they'll take your subscription away just because they don't want you to. It's weird. Anyhow, Aaron, Question Period Canada, we're out. Thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you the next one. Take care and have something healthy to eat today. Try to stay warm.